Thanks everybody for joining us. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I love pizza, and this one's killing me not to be there to be able to have some tasty pizza with you. Um, we have some very special guests that are here to join us, and what is really amazing is that it's hard to believe, but we're in year three of our partnership with Sick Kids. And together we have a common goal, which is to build a new hospital, and one that reflects the year 2023 and beyond. And I'm really proud that this has been a true partnership. And why I say that is because Sick Kids has made a very significant investment with us in our journalism, in our ad campaigns, and in being able to share some incredible stories with our subscribers. And then we do our best. Brian and Lynn, who was here at one point in time, have done an exceptional job with the promotion and our sales team to boost these messages and to raise funds. When you talk about a partnership, I think that what we have with Sick Kids is a true partnership from top to bottom. So I want to thank everybody here today for taking the time, and I want to thank you for your support because we have had some incredible stories that have been shared with me personally through folks here that are online, family members, friends that have all been touched by the miracles that happen every day at Sick Kids. And so today we're going to share a story that is very near and dear to you, to us, with one of our own. Shauna Miller, who's here from Sick Kids, I can't say enough great things about her. She's the SVP of Corporate and Community Partnerships, and she is going to give us an update on the impact of what we have been able to do for Sick Kids and vice versa, and talk a little bit about the goals of the hospital and where that money is going. I'm also very grateful to have a guest here that's going to share a story on the incredible work that Sick Kids has done. And I want to thank Laura Bowers, one of our own team members. I think Laura is here today from our product team. Are you here, Laura? There you are. Okay. Laura, she shared her nephew's story with me a couple of years ago and was kind enough to connect us with her family to bring the story to us all today. So we're going to hear from Laura's sister-in-law, Kayla, in a few minutes. So having said all that, enough of me. Let me hand things over to Shauna for the latest from Sick Kids. And thank you again for coming today. Shauna, over to you.
Thanks so much, Jordan. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm sorry, Jordan, you're not here with us, but so happy to see you on the screen. As Jordan said, my name is Shauna, and I have the great privilege of working at Sick Kids Foundation, and I have the great privilege of coming here today to thank each and every one of you for the partnership that you've created with Sick Kids. Jordan talked about sort of that tip to top partnership that we have, and I really think that we have created over the last 3 years a deep and meaningful relationship with all of the folks at Torstar, your readership, the employees, and obviously your ability to amplify our messaging out in the marketplace is a huge part of what Sick Kids needs to do in order to galvanize the support of our entire community. So the support that you're giving us through your donations and through amplifying the message is really helping us to fulfill our campaign promise. And that campaign started, now almost 6 years ago. We're about to close the campaign at the end of March. And I'm really thrilled to say that with all of your support, we are going to achieve our $1.5 billion worth of donations. I think it's really important to say that this doesn't come from massive donations, right? Yes, we were very thrilled and privileged to have Peter Gilligan give us $100 million, but there's actually 1.3 million donors within the campaign who has helped us raise that $1.5 billion. And so I think that speaks to the community of support that you folks, and through your storytelling, have been able to galvanize in order to support Sick Kids and our campaign goals. And so we set out 6 years ago to do three things. One, we knew we needed to build a new hospital for the future. Our current facilities were really built 50 years ago, and we're not keeping up with the times. And so we're really excited to be able to open up the first of our 2 new buildings in the fall, which then will allow us to decant everyone into this new building, which you probably don't see. It's not on University. It's sort of in between on Elm and University. We will take everyone out of the front university-facing hospital, and that will allow us to demolish that building and build a new patient care tower in that place. So this is a long-term project that we're really excited to be sort of already very well into, and then you'll see even more of it as you pass by the hospital in the coming years. Our second main goal was continue to fuel our breakthrough research. So many of you will know that when you bring a child into the hospital, you get the great clinical care, but what's happening behind the scenes in our research institute is so phenomenal and impactful, not just here in the city of Toronto, but in Ontario, across Canada, and around the world. And the protocols that we are discovering and the treatment discoveries that are coming out of the Research Institute to really help pediatric care around the world. And then our third pillar is about how does Sick Kids operate as a leader in the pediatric space here in Ontario, but beyond, in terms of partnering for better care. And I think we always talk about where you live shouldn't determine if you live. And for example, we have a big project in the Caribbean where 50% of children who are diagnosed with pediatric cancer are not living the length of time that is sort of the average in the world. At Sick Kids, we're really saving 90% of these kids. And so why, when you live in the city of Toronto, should you have a different prognosis for life than a child living in the Caribbean? And so Sick Kids has really partnered with our counterparts down in the Caribbean to improve those outcomes and ensure that, no matter where you live in this world, you have the same ability to have life as a child and get the treatment that you need. So those are really our 3 major pillars of the campaign that each and every one of you have helped to support and driven the dollars to make this happen. So I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for our partnership. I think I also want to just talk a little bit about an article that you put out in the paper in December, which really speaks to the fact that beyond the Toronto boundaries, Sick Kids is really delivering care to children everywhere. And that was a story you told about Courtney and her 12-day-old son named Declan, who is really struggling to breathe out in a hospital in Oshawa. They were really struggling to intubate this child. It's a very specialized practice when you're intubating a 12-year-old tiny little baby, 12-day-old, tiny baby. And really, the way in which Sick Kids plays a role is that we have a pediatric team, transport team, where if a child is in serious distress and needs the activities and the care from a Sick Kids specialist, we go out to those hospitals across the province of Ontario, stabilize the child, and then bring that child back to Sick Kids. In this case, Declan was at Sick Kids for just 4 days and then could be transferred back to the amazing community hospital in Oshawa. But Sick Kids plays that role to make sure that the specialties that are needed in a pediatric setting can be delivered across the province of Ontario. So again, thank you for your support. I want to show you a very quick video, and then I'm going to be excited to introduce Kayla to tell her story.
It started with one nurse in an impossible dream. That every child should be a healthy child. And grew into a place of legends. These halls have given rise to many. And while they may be small in stature, their stories are as big as they come. Some become legends within moments of their very first breath. Others will give their entire youth for a chance to grow old. It's time to finish what we started. and build a new hospital worthy of legends.
Who of them will come to me? How many of them are you and me? They've been spending most their lives living in a future paradise. They've been spending most their lives living in a future paradise.
So I'm excited to introduce Kayla to you, who's one of the legendary stories of Sick Kids, and she's going to share with you her story. She's a proud mom of Adam, a fellow Sick Kids patient, but is also a passionate advocate and educator who founded and created Beyond the Beads, whose mission is to provide support and resources for patient families and friends of hospitalized and medically complex babies and children. So Kayla, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I just want to say that video that you just saw, that's real life. That is real life for parents and families like myself and so many other who live at Sick Kids. I couldn't even watch it. That's a tough one for me, but it just goes to show that your donations are helping those kids and those families. So again, thank you everyone for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to share our story and talk about my kiddo Adam. My family is connected to Torstar through my husband's sister, Laura Bowers, the director of delivery and shared services. Wanted to make sure I got that right. My family, my son Adam and my husband and I lived at Sick Kids for the better part of 8 months. From the moment that Adam was born until a couple of months after his life-saving surgery, we were at Sick Kids. Adam was born with a condition called esophageal atresia, so it means that his esophagus was not connected to his stomach. We were there for 6 very long months until his body grew and his amazing surgeon was able to connect the two. We started, like many, in the NICU, which, to be honest, it's old, decrepit, sterile, and a terrifying place to be. The most unbelievable things happen at Sick Kids, though, the NICU, but the environment, it is lacking compared to the potential. When we heard that they were building a new Sick Kids, the NICU, which is where our journey started, was at the front of both mine and my husband's mind. As you can imagine, living in a hospital is an absolute nightmare. We moved to 5B and we called it home there, as well as the Ronald McDonald House. The staff at Sick Kids made our stay livable. I was there from 6 a.m. to midnight every single day. The nurses became our family. Sorry. Not only did they take care of Adam, but they also took care of us. One time, after a bit of a scare, I had refused to leave Adam's bedside, and one of our core nurses promised me that she would skip her lunch and she would sit with him. And her whole break, she sat with him and played with him just so I could go downstairs and I could have a bite to eat. Another one of his nurses once dragged me outside. I had not seen sunlight for much longer than I'd like to admit, and she dragged me outside and we sat on University in the sun her entire break. So when I say that Sick Kids cares about families, they truly, truly care about families. When Adam was in the PICU after surgery, staff down there had said that they have never witnessed so many nurses from a unit come to support a particular patient. I remember taking the hand of one of Adam's core nurses and walking down to the ICU, holding hands and just absolutely sobbing with her. So Sick Kids truly, truly cares about families. The amount of gratitude that we have for every staff member, I will never be able to put into words. The love, care, expertise, compassion, knowledge, and skill they bring every single day and every single night is just unbelievable. I honestly look back at our very long experience, and even though it was the hardest, darkest hours, days, weeks, and months of my life, I am so, so thankful for Sick Kids. As a medical mama and founder of Beyond the Beads, which, like was mentioned, was a place for families, friends, parents, and caregivers of medically complex and hospitalized children, I can tell you that we all agree that Sick Kids is a club that you never want to be a part of. Any person, any mother, father, grandfather, brother, sister of a family member at Sick Kids will tell you that it is a place that you never want to be. It's terrifying, and it could be the worst moments of your life, but in those moments, you are so glad that they are there. You're so glad that the care is there, the nurses and the doctors are there. As the #1 hospital pediatric hospital in Toronto, Canada, and the world, we don't just need Sick Kids. After living inside of those walls, I can tell you that genuinely, Sick Kids needs us. Building a new Sick Kids is going to be, excuse me, absolutely life-changing. A new NICU that supports advancements in pediatric medicine without the archaic confinements of 1875 built walls. A new Sick Kids benefits everyone involved. State-of-the-art equipment, bright rooms, and private rooms. We spent 6 months living behind a curtain in a constant observation room with my son. There was no privacy. Beyond the Beads moms joke about the NICU pumping rooms being one of the worst parts of their stay. If you know, you know. We have the opportunity now to do better. Sick Kids is building a new hospital, and when we found out that they were expanding on the NICU, and that was something that was happening right at this moment, we were so unbelievably happy. Those rooms are dark. They've got a TV, they're a little bit scary, but the new rooms are making way for parents to go and feed their babies. It's making a space for parents to be comfortable, for parents to rest, for parents to relax. And this is something that we're getting with the new hospital. Until you've been in those walls, you don't realize what it's like and how important it is for mothers and family members to be able to take care of themselves in order to provide the best care for their children. Making a donation through a campaign like this at the Toronto Star helps families like mine and so many more to come. If I could improve the experience of just one family, I would do it in an instant. So you have that opportunity right now, please use it. You so often hear that it takes a village, a community beyond the bravery beads, and you have that opportunity to be part of something amazing. Your donations are going to help change pediatric medicine for the better and for our future, our children's future. Our son, Adam, he's now thriving. He is an energetic, compassionate, and bright 5-year-old who one day wants to be a doctor at Sick Kids. This is greatly due to the care that he received at the hospital for sick children, and it's made possible by donors like you. So we want to make sure that when Adam grows up and he goes and he wants to be a pediatric thoracic surgeon, like his doctor, very specific, that he has the technology, he has the building, he has the support of people behind him that allow him to save lives like Sick Kids has saved his. Thank you.
Kayla, thank you so much for sharing Adam's story. I can tell you 10 or so years ago when I was asked to get involved with Sick Kids, I saw these miracles being performed day in and day out, and it made me a believer. I never intended to spend 10 years. I thought they need some fresh blood in there. But honestly, it's probably one of the most gratifying things that I do. And to hear stories like Adam's and the quality of care and treatment that Adam received is quite remarkable and keeps me involved. And I, speaking for our entire organization, that's what Torstar was built on, was supporting the communities and those that were that needed the help and support. And so with that, I can't thank you enough for your advocacy of the hospital, for Ronald McDonald House, and through other parents that are going through similar experiences at SickKids. When you're able to share these stories with them, I know it gives them tremendous comfort, and it's incredibly appreciated. So thank you. And Laura, thank you for making the introduction. And I want to thank Shauna and Lauren from SickKids for being here and speaking. And I want to point out that we have these QR codes to donate, and we'll have a website that's up and running where you can make donations. And I would encourage you to, whatever you can, if you can help, if you can direct others to give to this really incredible place. It's, you know, we should take pride as Torontonians that we have the best pediatric hospital in the world right here in our backyard. And that whether you're coming in from the Philippines and you've had a health issue, or another part of Canada or around the world, SickKids is the place that always has its hand up to help out and can provide a level of world-class healthcare that is unavailable in many communities throughout the country. So we should take pride of that. And thank you, each and every one of you, for being here today. Greatly appreciated. Enjoy your day, and enjoy the pizza.